So, going right back to back, we were 3-2. Let's see if we can't end the night on a more positive note. See if we can't get to a 7-3 for the night, is the hope. Let us go ahead and reset, because this league is no longer that. We are now back to 0-0. Let's see if Infect can get there. Okay. We will go ahead and join. I won the die roll, so let's go ahead and play first. And it's tempting. We'll keep. Ink Moth pass turn. We need a blue source for this blighted agent. But without a blue source, we might be a bit slow against Tron. Because this is animate and combat, swing for 1. We can pump to 3. Not opposed to that. And get him up to 3, pass turn. Next turn we can groundswell if we hit a land. Which should be 5, put him to 8. Big Ghost Quarter. Of course they have Ghost Quarter. Land off the top? Not land. Okay. Animate. In combat. Swing for 1. They take the poison counter. We pass the turn. Why take the damage? I guess they wanted to try to bait out more pump if we had it. So there's their tower that they revealed. And there's a map. So we need a blue source off the top. That's not a blue source. And now we are in trouble. Because they crack, they turn on Tron. We only have 2 mana right now. But that's more than enough sphere. Fun, they can crack this, or they have a second sphere. At this point, we're just waiting on them to show us a threat. Man. I was hoping for a fetch land or something. Just show me a threat and I'm just gonna concede. Liberated? Okay. Door. Oh my god. Tron door. I'm okay with losing to this door. Hey look, there's our blue source. A turn too late. Blighted agent passed the turn. We lose to door to nothingness. Ah, that's great. 5/7 tap Yori Doras. I'm 100% okay with losing to door. Yep, we lose the game. All right. Spell pierces. There's nothing we really want. I'm assuming this is Big Tron. Yeah, like... meh. It doesn't die to Ugin. If they're landing Ugin, we're losing. This time, let's not keep a one-lander. It wasn't one-lander. It was a two-lander. This hand's pretty good. From the aspect of its turn 1 Hierarch into turn 2 Glistener with Spell Pierce backup. We don't have any pump, but I don't know we need it. They go down to 5, which makes the Spell Pierce really good if they go like turn 1 Sphere or Star. And now we have fetch land. Let's get a blue source. Breeding pool, shock it in. And pass the turn. So we're hoping that they don't have natural Tron and they need to go searching for it at some point. However, the lack of a star or map makes me concerned. There's a distortion strike, which isn't bad for us. We will fetch a basic forest here. Go Glistener Elf, pass turn. Grove into Sylvan Scrying into Spell Pierce. Sorry, opponent. I'm gonna be a bit rude. Blighted Agent there is real good for us. This Distortion Strike. We will go empty-handed. Play out this Blighted Agent and move to combat. Swing for 3. And hold Misty Rainforest in case we hit a Groundswell off the top here. Well, there's the mine. 3 mana. Fire Spout. That's what I get. I'm not expecting Tron to be running a cheap removal spell like that. That's very good on our opponent. I was not expecting Fire Spout. There's the Scrying to go get the last Tron piece. They get the plant. Play said plant. Make 5, drop Karn. Makes sense. Has an Orrery. So has Orrery mainboard and sideboard. Probably also has Door sideboard for this Karn Wish package. I guess at this point we should fetch for a Dryad Arbor. Orrery comes down and then they do Door. Is this card just going to be forever in our exile zone of can be played? Ancient Stirrings. It's door off of Stirrings. That's not good for us. Doors online. We lose next turn. Don't think there's anything we can do to 20 them. Until your next turn. Uptick, no target. We can go get a Dryad Arbor here as a threat. But we can only give it +6. Yep. Well, there's our threat. A turn too late yet again. Unfortunate. Losing the door. But right, because they activate. Yeah. Does 5, that's 10. Was not expecting the fire spout. Huh. That's just an interesting one to be running. We won die roll. Let's go. Yeah. It's a bit threat heavy, but that's fine. Because we fetch Shock, Glistener Elf, and then if they don't remove, we can hit for 5. We could technically hit for 6 and then have Vines next turn. They mulligan to 6. Because we can kind of just sort of go all in on this Glistener Elf if they don't remove it. I'd be fine with that. This kind of forces them to have a blocker on turn 1. Eldrazi Temple. Okay. Good old Etron. Sometimes you just draw the turn too. Well, we know it's some form of Etron. Well, we don't know if it's Tron. We know it's some form of Eldrazi. Eldrazi is typically either a Taxes style deck or Tron. Both of those can run Chalice. Chalice on 1 is really good for either of those. So we do not want to be caught off by that. So bring those in. If it's Etron, Spell Pierces are bad. If it's not Etron, Spell Pierces are still relatively bad. They don't really have much in terms of removal other than Dismember or Spatial Contortion if it's Eldrazi-tron. If it's like a red or white Taxes list, they have a lot more available. We don't really know since we kind of turn to them. So we'll just keep in the 1 Spellskite and bring in the forces. Okay, this is a keep. It's not a turn 1, but it's not bad. The worst part for us would be a Chalice on 1. How aggressively they're mulliganing makes me think Etron. And they're probably trying to find a Chalice on 1. Well, there's the Temple. And a Vial. So probably Taxes. So let's go ahead and crack this Windswept Heath before they have out a Leonin Arbiter. Get this breeding pool down, shock it in, play out this Hierarch, and pass the turn. File upticks. Ghost Quarter. That's a card. We will go with the Waterlogged Grove into blue, Blighted Agent. Pass turn. Vial upticks to 2. Probably going to see Leonin Arbiter here. So definitely some form of white taxes. So arguably this should have been a Foothills and not the Waterlogged Grove. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. It's Batterskull. Four, 6, 7, 8. We need one pump spell and they lose. Pump spell off the top. Goes for a Vial. We'll let Vial resolve. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. How funny. So close yet so far, opponent. A forest. One that scale up cast. Green, Might of Old. Sometimes you lose on turn 2, sometimes you lose on turn 3. Welcome to Infect. That was a ridiculously quick match. Ridiculously lucky on our part to draw scale up for the win both times. We could not have won there. Well, no. We still would have. Because we would have had +6. Which would have turned it to a 7. And then 8. So he wouldn't have won necessarily. But the game was not nearly close enough for them. There we go. Let's hop in. Who we facing? Never heard of him. Unfortunate. Yeah. Missing pump, but we got lots of threats. Welding jar. What man leads off on welding jar? Okay, so this is gonna be a fun one. We're looking at hardened scales. Forest Noble. Pass turn. Because next turn we go Blighted Agent, Ink Moth, and Glistener Elf. And then we just need a land off the top. 2 Groundswell Vines, hit you for 9. Llanowar, second Welding Jar. Okay. Ancient Stirrings. Right? It's Ballista. Ballista's a bit on the scary side. But not when we're dropping 3 1-drop or 3 Infectors next turn. They can't really do much against 3. Blue 1, Blighted Agent. You wanna move that counter over our opponent? You sure you don't want to move that counter? Now we probably could have left up vines here because now they can go Hardened Scales, Ballista on 1, and a land drop if those are the 3 cards in their hand, and kill us. Or not kill us, but kill our board. They can ping off these two. Okay, they go Metallic Mimic named Construct. Yep, Graft doesn't target. Because now they can... Yep, Ballista on 0, it gets 1. They can move 1. They have 2. If they go ping ping, that's fine by us. If they don't ping here... Okay. Well, I guess they can now... Spell Skite. Ping it now or forever hold your peace. Sure. You get that ping off. Does the Spell Skite resolve? Are you killing this Glistener Elf as well? Neat. Play out this agent that's been hiding in our hand. And pass the turn. So we just need a green source. And we have +8. They have no cards in hand. They cannot ping our Blighted Agent to death. If they swing at, well... I mean, they can put counters on this Ballista. That doesn't buy them anything. Because I just changed target to Spell Skite. Like, we just take the 6 here. Doesn't swing, land off the top, we win. Would you look at that? Groundswell. Okay. Well, now it's beyond anything that you can deal with. That, the forest, green, cast with the kicker on the Blighted Agent. Make it a 9/9. Now you can try to ping this Hierarch, but I have Spellskite. There we go. Okay, so Ozolith Affinity, or Ozolith Scales. Force Figures, not bad. Spellskite's not bad. Spell Pierce is pretty awful. Goyf is probably a matchup where we want Goyf. We will board out these Glistener Elves because they are X1s that they can block all day and ping. And then I guess we can cut a Mutagenic. Yeah. There we go. Hand's nuts if we had a threat. Keep. Bottom. We'll bottom the mutagenic. Just from the aspect of the land keeps the groundswell online for our turn 3. There's a good old Llanowar. It's funny, this is draft whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may move. So we could technically redirect that to Spellskite every time, but it's a may, so they will say no every time. But it's an option. So Llanowar into green mana, Hardened Scales, short. The second Llanowar Reborn. That's a good amount. So if we go Hierarch, gives us one more mana next turn, would basically allow us to win if they don't have removal. I'm scared of removal, so let's play safe and go with this Spellskite. You want to graft? You don't want to graft. Why not? So the beauty here is we can redirect the graft if they try to do something like a ballista. That's a ballista. Graft triggers. Wait, can I redirect? This is... You may move a from this... We'll try it with the first one. Let's see what happens. Nature's Claim. Redirect those graphs to Spellskite. And now... Do they still go? Oh, they still go? Okay. Good to note. So we lose to this ballista. Alright. Was not sure how that interaction worked. He's like, why are we still playing this game? Why? Because I want you to do it. And kill me. Fun. Fun. There's a Citadel. I'm assuming counter goes back to 6. It's me for 6. Bleh. Spellskite. That's a fun one. What? Counters? Sure. And then we're at 8. And now we will concede. Okay. Yeah, I still agree with how we boarded. Yeah, I could have brought in the dismembers. Actually. No threat. Lots of threat. Keep, bottom the arbor. Say done. Upkeep, we will go Windswept Heath, pass turn. Opponent goes Lano War Reborn. And crack, go get this breeding pool, play it in tapped. Upkeep, draw that. Green 1, goyf. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Draft, I know that they're gonna say no. Pass the turn. So we are a land shy of being able to animate and kill. Is this Snackman? It's a Ballista on 1. Okay. With a graft trigger. And make it 2. Might have old Groundswell. And we will not pay the life, move to combat, swing. If they choose to block, we then can Groundswell. They don't. We will go ahead. No. Because we can play out the second goyf. Goyf number 2. And we currently only have instants, which isn't great, but that's fine. That's a swamp. Tis the scales. Black. Arcbound, sure. Upkeep, draw a. So we go scale up. A goyf becomes an X4. And the other one becomes a 2/3. Okay. Combat swing goyfs. Okay, go ahead and block there, which will increase the damage. We can go ahead and do an instant on this goyf to grow it. Okay. And goyfs die. One becomes a 7/8. They have modular to put 5. If they really wanted to, they can kill a goyf. Now they can't kill either. There's an ink moth. There's a stirrings. And so they need another creature. There's a walking ballista. That is indeed another creature. Because we go groundswell, groundswell, swing for 18. They have to block at least one. Has push. Okay. as second push. I mean, I can still rip a goyf off the top here and we're still in business. So we take 5, 10, 2, 3. We go down to 1. I mean, we're at 1. We can draw 1 card. That 1 card would have to be exactly goyf. I don't think we're getting there. Yep. Okay, that's a loss to scales. Walking Ballista is a very good card against Infect. Goyf makes that match a lot closer, but not having the Force of Vigors will destroy us. And I should have aggressively mulliganed more for the Force of Vigors. I did not. The Goyfs did work, just not enough. Was not expecting double push plus double ballista for game 3. But I guess I do need to bring in more spot removal because they can't rely just on walking ballista to get them there. Hand doesn't have a threat. And got a turn 3 kill. Possibly turn 2. Put back this Glistener Elf, say done. I say possibly because we need to hit a green source to go scale up Groundswell Tenya. So let's see. We've got the turn. We have a good amount of damage on turn 3. Ideally, we can draw another land. We have possibly a turn 2 here. We're waiting on our opponent to decide if they want to stay at 6. They go down to 5. So they did not like their 6 enough. Come on. I'm in for a drink. You're going to do me like that, opponent? That shock green glistener pass turn. And so if they don't play a blocker and we hit a green source, we win. If they have bolt, we lose. That's a bird. Okay. We draw a Might of Old Krosa. We will go ahead and swing for 1, see if this connects, and then we can Groundswell. Okay. So this is connecting. We can Groundswell if we want. Or we can just pass and get down this Blighted Agent. I like the Blighted Agent plan better because it means if they have something else. Naya. They tapped further on colors. It's a Bant. 3 fairy instead. What? Bounce Blighted Agent? Short. Land off the top. Green source 1 time. That's not a green source. So we go Might of Old in combat. 5 our opponent. Take him to 6. Pass turn. try as we could have killed them. Well, no, because then they would have bounced the Glistener Elf. Oath of Nissa reveals come on, opponent. A Bird of Paradise. They uptick to fairy. They go fetching. Goes down to 16. Plays out Hierarch. And then plays out Birdie. Okay. Wow, this game really wants us to cast Might of Old Crosses. That combat swing it opponent. Opponent goes to 7. They need to deal with this Blighted Agent. They have sorceries at instant speed now. Oath of Nissa reveals they've got 2 cards in hand. 5 mana. Blood Crypt. Okay. Play the Blood Crypt. Tapped. Red, white. And 2 Nahiri. Niv Mizzet Reborn. Sure. Show me 10 cards. Kiki Jiki, Assassin's Trophy. Man, those are some great cards. They don't save you. Jesus. Yep. Okay. Niv to light. Spell pierces aren't bad. We want the spell Skite. Fails don't seem terrible. They don't really run too much counter magic, but they run a lot of multicolor spells. And like Kaya's Guile's black. Assassin's Trophy is black. Corrupt Decay is black. Colligan's Command. There's enough that Veil can be warranted here. As far as what we're taking out. Probably shave on a Glistener Elf, become a Mince. And then Vines scale up. Just shave a bit on our 1-drops. Nope. If this was a forest. Yep. Well, no threat. But mana and protection. Arid Mesa fetches. It's Stomping Grounds. Hierarch. Yeah, baby. Card's a good card. We'll go Pendlehaven Hierarch. Hope to try to draw our answer. Or a threat, I mean. White, blue, 1 to fairy. Yeah. What you doing? Bouncing our Hierarch? Uh-huh. They just want to try to tempo us a bit. Windswept Heath, crack this. Let's go get Breeding Pool, shock it in. Spell Skite. Fast turn. Oath of Nissa. Sounds good. So we don't have a threat here, so our play is probably Hierarch into Distortion Strike on this spell Skite. Well, they just showed it to Fairy. Green, white, blue to Fairy? Yeah, baby. Keeps the 4 keeps the 4 loyalty and down ticks on her spell Skite. Yep. They want to buy time as possible and draw as many cards as possible. We saw the Kiki combo. There's a Veil, which is pretty nice for us. We won't be able to utilize it next turn. Just from the aspect of we don't have much. Opponents at 17. We have 6, 7, 8. Fairy entered the effects. So we have Bring to Light as a possibility here. Torsion Striker, Spell Skite. Cool. Our Spell Skite can now no longer be blocked. Attack the Time Raveler. Exalted Trigger. We have a 2/5. They fetch. And probably shock. For black mana, yep. Bring to Light on 5. And then Niv. They get Felidar. Ah. Target creature. Okay. That's smart. That bounce. They bounce their Teferi. Okay. This is now attacking nothing. Show me Kiki Jiki. Okay, no Kiki Jiki, but another Bring to Light or a Niv Mizzet. I can't Veil. Veil is sorcery speed. Yeah. Kiki, I'm assuming? Yep. Yep. Okay. Dismembers definitely come in. It's a Kiki style. Spell Pierce can stay in. Spell Skites can stay. You can shave on Blossoming defenses. Bring back in a Glistener Elf. Shave on a Veil. Because they're pretty... Yeah, we'll shave on the Veils, actually. They were pretty heavy on that... What's it called? Game plan? The Fairy? Yeah, hand's got a threat, hand's got protection. It's a bit light on lands, but that's fine. They go down to 6. Okay. Waterlogged Grove, Hierarch, pass turn. Hope we hit a land so we can go Spellskite plus Glistener Elf. A Shock in a Temple Garden for an Oath of Nissa. Okay. Shows. Of course. Why would they not have 3 mana Teferi in the top 4 cards of their deck? Okay, so this is a bit concerning. Just from the aspect of we don't have a second land drop. We do not swing. So we have +8 if we can hit a land here. There we go. And that should be lethal, right? Because we've got double protection. Cast with kicker. Gains hexproof. You can't kill it. It gets +4/+4. We cast this, paying life. Say 9/9. We go to combat. We swing for 10. There we go. And we are 2/2. Awesome. Let's end the night and see if we can't go 3-2, ending with a 6-4 record. That'd be nice, but I am fine with a 5-5. There we go. And for you YouTube people down below, I will link it in the description, but it will be expiring pretty much a day or two after it goes live on YouTube. And so let your opinion be heard quickly. Okay. Well, again, keep bottoming elf. And no, bottom a vines. Because if we go turn 1 Glistener Elf into turn 2 Elf Groundswell, we hit them for 5, and then we have 2 creatures available to kick a vines at instant speed. Yeah. Just shock that in. This forces them to have a removal. But like that Door to Nothingness Tron, I kind of want to see a list for. I think that sounds pretty fun to try to perfect. Because that'd definitely be a Karn the Great Creator Tron list, which I love. Wooded Foothills, fetched, gets a basic forest, and then a Tribe Scout. Okay. So this is Amulet Titan. We draw. Neat. Land for turn, combat, swing 1. Do they block? No blocks. Groundswell. Cool. They're halfway dead. Second main will play out the second Glistener Elf and pass the turn. Hope they cannot kill us on turn 2. Let's go. Okay. Opponent does not know what our hand was, but we go And swing, they block 1, they can put in a land, and then we kill them. Oh, and then we also have an ink moth. Cool. Amulet Titan, I'm assuming we want forces. We want dismembers. Spell Sky doesn't seem terrible. Spell Pierce does. Well, no, Spell Pierce actually seems pretty good. Become Immense, I don't think we're ever getting to the point where we need to delve. They don't do much in terms of targeting our stuff, so we will shave 2 defense and 2 vines. We don't need the hexproof. Yeah. And we don't need the goyf package to try to get there. All right. So, oh. I'm going, what's that white that I'm seeing? It's the stupid... These joints on this headset broke a long time ago, so I put in basically the buddy, I forget what it's called. It's white. And what's this white that I'm seeing on my camera? Yeah, it's part of the headphones. All right. So we're waiting on our opponent here. Force of Figures aren't phenomenal, but they do hit amulets and dryads. Dismember's not bad as a term of hitting dryad. Spell Pierce isn't bad in terms of trying to deny them early game. They don't cast blue spells, so Mystical Dispute's not what we want. Veil of Summer, they don't really have removal. Goyfs aren't for this matchup. And then that's what we shaved to bring in. I don't know if the second Spellskite's right. It doesn't necessarily feel correct, but it doesn't feel awful. You want to be on the play. This hand is a snap keep. That into a Tribe Scout. Okay. Then we lead off on Pendlehaven into Ink Moth. Or Pendlehaven into Hierarch, I mean. So now we have Force, Pitch, Force. If they play out a Amulet. Gruul, Turf, Bounce, Snow Covered. Okay. And we are 1 mana shy. Land off the top will win us this game. Because we go animate, scale up, groundswell. Well, actually, yeah, we just need the land drop. We don't need the land fall, but we need the land drop for the mana. Okay. Upkeep, draw. There we go. This fetch, forest, animate. Scale up. Groundswell. Here we go. Ending up going 6-4 for the night with Infect, both 3-2 leagues. So not phenomenal, but above average. So I'm definitely liking this board for the moment. We never had the matchup where we wanted to bring in Weather the Storm in all 10 games. But other than that, we also never had a matchup where Mystical Dispute felt great. So those three are kind of in a flex zone right now. I like the Veils, I like the Goyfs, I like the second Spellskite, the Dismembers, and the Force of Vigor. So like all of these feel correct. Like there's nothing else I would want in a sideboard right now. The main board I feel is where I want. I could see maybe going a Dismember into the main board and a Spell Pierce to the side, just as a way to have more interaction game one against like creature type decks. But I don't think that's where we want to be. But yeah, there we go. 2-3-2 leagues. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoy.